A year ago, the House of Representatives set out to develop a legislative agenda of the Ninth House. This was done in the knowledge that Nigeria was and still facing profound challenges and the need to find solutions to national need. However, in the course of the planning, the Green Chamber did not conceive that the world would soon change drastically and with consequences beyond their wildest imagination. The COVID-19 virus, which has affected almost all sectors of the economy.
This is the reality from which the Nigerian people are looking to us for lasting solutions. Are we able to rise to the challenges of our times? I believe that we are. This updated legislative agenda and the implementation plan, which we have tagged our contract with Nigerians, sets out the new priorities of this Ninth House of Representatives and commits us to a plan of action over the next year and for the rest of our tenure.
Only recently, Nigeria recorded the highest number of infections in one day since COVID-19 began to ravage the world. This is despite the global investment worth trillions of dollars in fighting the pandemic.
A lot would have to be done to re-engineer, to reconstruct our governance system, our health infrastructure, and that can only happen when the legislature is up to the task of making adequate regulations and rules and laws that will help us situate every aspect of our national being in the context of post-COVID-19.
For now, the Green Chamber is still exchanging ideas to develop individual roadmaps that would guide their interactions as they work together to deliver a House of Representatives that meets the highest expectations of its citizens.
In Nigeria, we are still going around saying there's no COVID-19 in some communities. Some institutions still believe it is business as usual.
Upon the inauguration of the Speaker, this House set out a comprehensive legislative agenda, which was to provide a framework to guide our processes and procedures, operations, and legislative interventions within the next 4 years. The legislative agenda also sought to serve as a social contract between the House of Representatives and Nigerians.
The intent of this gathering is to do a self-assessment and to have frank conversations about how the House of Representatives will go about achieving their social contracts with Nigerians.
We have operated our legislative agenda for a year now, and certainly we appreciate the fact that as much as there is progress, there are some hiccups characterizing the performances of members and the legislature itself. The intent is for us to do a self-assessment and to see how we can forge ahead, particularly in this uninvited era of a pandemic that took the whole world by surprise.
The social contract is a plan of action over the next year and for the rest of their tenure as members of the Ninth House of Representatives.